Hey guys, it's Monday, September 16th, 2024. People are freaking out. And this guy, I know you know his name, okay? So I grew up with I looked up to these guys for like 30 years. And they were huge in the early 90s, late 80s. So you probably heard about Jane's Addiction and Perry Farrell freaking out recently on Dave Navarro. And what's crazy is that as I get older, of course my tastes change, my music tastes change. But I mean, I can listen to Jane's Addiction, or I used to listen to Jane's Addiction all day long. And when I saw the clip of Perry Farrell freaking out on Dave Navarro, I really didn't, I really wasn't shocked, like with these rock and roll stars, a lot of them they're freaking out because the sex, drugs, and money just doesn't fulfill you. I mean, ultimately, in the long run, And I know you can say what you want. Why Perry Farrell freaked out? His wife said that, the Dave Navarro was playing really loud. But that's up to the sound engineers. It's not up to it's not up to Dave Navarro how loud he plays. Anyways, I think Perry Farrell is, maybe just like strung out on something, and he's just not happy. And that's basically how a lot of people are going to end up in this world, because they're relying on money, sex, or cheating, or escaping with TV, movies. It's not filling their heart, so they're just getting more angry. And what I want to do with you guys is experiment, or actually go into like monk mode, and stay away from TV altogether, social media as much as possible. I'm not on Twitter, not on Facebook anymore. A little bit of Instagram, but even that's getting ridiculous. And so what I want to do is I want to just go into monk mode and live a simple life and eat really clean stuff. I got lots of supplements. I told you guys I've been dealing with my heart lately, and I actually feel really good today. Like, the supplements are working. I haven't had any red meat or pork for or heavy cream for a week, almost a week and a half, and feeling really good. So I'm gonna try to pace around the office today while watching UFC. I have Fight Pass, so I watch UFC reruns most of the day, and so there's just a lot of uncertainty out there, a lot of volatility in the markets, and people are working 2 or 3 jobs, and we're not really being told the truth on TV. You're not going to, they're not going to talk about the homeless. They're not going to talk about the people losing their jobs. Okay, it's just happening, and they're trying to sweep it under the rug. They're actually kicking the homeless out of a lot of cities. They're like, oh, there's no problem here. They're just moving the homeless out of the cities, and it's unfortunate. But we're in a war, and the media is not really covering it. It's a war that we've never really seen before. It's an economic war. There's not going to be any bullets fired. It's more of an internal conflict that slowly simmers, and then it becomes a boil without people noticing. Kind of like the boiling the frog in slow heating water. The frog doesn't notice the warming water until it's too late, and then it's boiling. And that's what they're doing to us. So I don't want any part of it. And so I said that I've been home alone. Misha is visiting family in Texas, and got this big house to myself, and I was really worried when she left because my heart was hurting. Normally I don't mind if she leaves for a while. I mean, she's gone for months at a time before, and I was fine with it. But since my heart was hurting and I didn't know what was going on with it, I was really nervous that she was leaving. But today it's Monday. She's been gone for 2.5 days, and I'm gonna just go as routine. I'm gonna try to work out a little bit, and I wanna lose 1 pound a day. So when she comes back, I'll be like 13 pounds lighter. And then my parents are coming next month, and I want to be 170 ideally. My welterweight, fighting weight, like Conor McGregor or Nate Diaz weight. So I'm stimming, and I'm not going to stop stimming. This is just what I do to cope with life. It's like my little daydream. Moving back and forth. I've done this since I was 2, and it's soothing. I can daydream. It takes me back to my childhood. I don't have to there's no reason I have to watch TV or even participate in society. We live at the end of a cul-de-sac, and we're not in some crappy suburb with lots of fast food restaurants. We actually live in a very quaint, cute little town that no one's heard of. So if there is an invasion, if things do go crazy, I'm not going to mention what could happen, but we're in a pretty safe place in America. And the money is coming in passively now. I got a home business, and it's finally taking off around the world. So I get passive income from that every single month. God bless me. I mean, I'm so grateful. So everything is running. And then the masturbation, I haven't masturbated for I think a week now, and it's getting easier. Like, the demons will just get bored. If you resist the devil, he will flee. So it says that in the Bible, and it's true. But if you still fantasize a little bit and you have that door open, then the bad thoughts, the perverted thoughts, they can come in and out. I mean, demons are like little dark shadows. They're really not that big, but they can come in and out of people depending on the people's thoughts. And if you drink alcohol, you really open up a huge, easy portal for them to come in. Especially if you're blacked out. I used to black out every night when I drank, and there was some nights when I knew I was possessed. I talk about that in other videos. I don't want to get into it now, but I mean, if you're not conscious, if you're not conscious or conscience, you're not using your conscience when you're blacked out, something can easily take over. And that's why that show, Jail, a lot of people that come in intoxicated, they seem like they're coherent, but they're doing little weird things. They're toying with people, they're bullies, they're messing with the guards, and that's like the demons just toying with humans. So yeah, it's really a spiritual warfare that we're in, and it's scary, and I just want to kind of stay home and create my own reality. And we could totally create our own reality. I mean, I used to flip burgers for a living and I made 11 bucks an hour. Never made more than $25,000 a year in my life. Lived in a converted school bus. Dated volatile women, and partied and smoked cigarettes, and just created a really dark life. And now that I've been sober for over 10 years, I realize that I created that whole reality. I mean, that was me. We create our own reality. You don't have to be in that job that you're in. You don't have to be stressed out and freaking out. I mean, you created that. And if you're going through a divorce and your kids hate you and all that stuff, I mean, that's just, you created that reality. You could be with anyone you want in the world. You can lose all the weight. You don't have to be on meds. I mean, some of us might, but I'm not on any meds. Lose weight, exercise, take the right supplements. There's no reason that you have to be on meds. unless you have a serious condition that's genetic or something. But we create our own reality. I mean, I was in a bad relationship. I had a crappy car, crappy job. My health was deteriorating, and I created all of that. And then when I got sober and started reading self-development books and started eating better and exercising and looked into internet marketing and focused on the right things, my life changed around. And now I'm living a pretty cool life. You know, I don't have to have 2 or 3 jobs. I don't have to be stuck in traffic somewhere. I don't hate my girlfriend. You know, I love my fiance. We've been together 14 years. I'm losing weight. The money is increasing every month. And I created that with my thoughts. There's a great book, I'm sure you've heard of it, called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If you want to get out of your dark hole, you got to read that book, because we have to take responsibility. We created this life. So the thing that I've really been focused on is not masturbating, because that's been the hardest addiction to quit. It's just as ingrained in me as much as this rocking. You know, I started playing with myself when I was like 8, and it hasn't stopped until recently, and I'm 52. So over the years, it's gotten more perverted and more dark, and that's because it's an addiction. And with most addictions, we want to increase it and make it more kinky and more taboo to get the same thrill. And so the perversions have definitely gotten darker. And a lot of the thoughts I have when I think perverted aren't even mine anymore. They're demonic. They're influenced by demons. I know that for a fact, because the thoughts are so wicked that I couldn't even create that with my imagination. I couldn't even create those thoughts with my imagination. They come from somewhere else. That's how we're influenced by Satan. You know, he'll slip thoughts into our mind, and we're like, where did that thought come from? Or if it makes us feel bad, then it's not from us. It's not from God, or it's not from us. If it makes us feel bad, then it's probably from a demon. And I'm all about demon spiritual warfare. And I think Perry Farrell, you know, is possessed. You know, I was reading the comments under the video of him freaking out on Dave Navarro, and a couple people commented and said that he looked possessed. And I don't know what he's on or what's going on, but, you know, a lot of these celebrities, they get really intoxicated with power and money and sex and all that stuff. And then they freak out because it doesn't fulfill you. Okay. A couple other people freaking out on stage would be Marilyn Manson. The singer for Mudvayne freaked out. You know, I think a lot of these bands, they have to tour. You really do sign your soul away, because these record labels are like, you have to keep playing. You have to do a reunion tour. And it's just weird that all these bands are playing when they should have retired a long time ago. And I think they have to. For one, they have to make more money. The record labels are like, you got to keep playing. I mean, why would the Rolling Stones keep touring? They're like in their 80s. It's because the record label's like, you have to make more money for us. It never ends. Okay? Bands that shouldn't even be playing, like Guns N' Roses. I mean, Axl Rose sounds like Chester the Molester. I mean, and Motley Crue. I mean, these guys, Vince Neil, he can't sing anymore. But the record label is like, do a reunion tour. So you really do sign your soul over. And I wanted to be a rock and roll drummer when I was younger. I played drums growing up. And thank goodness I never got famous. I had the drugs and the sex. I never had the money. I was my rock star in my own mind, you know, playing music really loud in my school bus. I had a drum set, guitar, keyboards. People would come over, and it was like the jam bus, the party bus. And so I had some wild times, but now I want to go monk mode. And I know I'm rambling, but anyways, I love you guys. Leave a comment. How are you doing with sobriety? Are you a stimmer? What about your lust? I mean, is that under control? How are you doing? Leave a comment. I mean, the whole reason I'm doing this channel is to get some dialogue going with you guys. So thank you for following the journey. And it's going to get crazier out there. So try to stay home, get out of the city, start stockpiling whatever you can. I just got 3 bags of oatmeal today. I got tons of short grain brown rice. Don't ever do white rice. Short grain brown rice. I got black beans, lentils, split peas. Got like 10 gallons of water. I know I need more water. And then trying to save up money and putting it in different places, putting it in stock market, cash, just getting ready. It's gonna be a wild ride. And love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.